Sakusa sat in the living room, meticulously packing their suitcase. Once everything was in order, he settled onto the couch, scrolling through his phone while waiting for Atsumu to finish getting ready. As the minutes ticked by, Sakusa began to grow concerned. It wasn't like Atsumu to take this long. Standing up, he decided to check on him. He walked to their bedroom and gently pushed the door open. "Hey, Atsumu, are you?" He froze mid-sentence, hearing the soft sound of sniffles. His eyes landed on Atsumu standing in front of the mirror, his expression far from cheerful. Upon noticing Sakusa, Atsumu quickly wiped his tears and forced a smile. "Oh, hey Omi. What's wrong?" "Nothing. Just getting ready. Don't lie to me. I heard you crying." Atsumu chuckled weakly, avoiding eye contact. "Maybe you heard something else." Atsumu stayed quiet, his shoulders tense. Sakusa approached him, wrapping his arms gently around Atsumu from behind. "What's wrong?" Atsumu hesitated before finally murmuring, "Am I fat?" The question hung in the air, heavy with vulnerability. Sakusa paused, taken aback, before loosening his hold to look at Atsumu directly. "Why would you think that?" Atsumu gestured vaguely toward the mirror, his frown deepening. "I dunno. I don't like what I see sometimes." Atsumu stared at his reflection in the mirror, his hands brushing over his stomach before moving to his face. He frowned, his insecurities bubbling to the surface, weighing him down. "Look." He gestured vaguely at himself, his voice barely above a whisper. Sakusa sighed softly, stepping closer, his dark eyes filled with concern. A gentle smile tugged at his lips, and he chuckled under his breath, trying to lighten the mood. "Atsumu." He placed his hands on Atsumu's shoulders, grounding him with a reassuring squeeze. "You're being way too hard on yourself. Trust me, you're perfect just the way you are." Atsumu glanced up at him, his eyes filled with uncertainty. "I am? But it doesn't feel like it." His voice cracked as he looked down, his hands dropping to his sides in defeat. Sakusa frowned, gently raising Atsumu's chin with a finger, making sure their eyes met. "Atsumu, listen to me. You're not fat. And even if you were, it wouldn't change how much I love you. You're strong, you're beautiful, and you're you. Don't let these thoughts control how you see yourself." Atsumu's eyes shimmered with unshed tears, his fake smile crumbling under Sakusa's unwavering gaze. "You really mean that?" Sakusa cupped Atsumu's face, his thumbs brushing away the tears that spilled over. "I wouldn't say it if I didn't. You're perfect to me." For a moment, Atsumu stayed silent, then leaned into Sakusa's touch, his lips curling into a small but genuine smile. "Thanks, Omi. Always." Sakusa leaned forward, pressing a gentle kiss to Atsumu's forehead before pulling him into a firm, warm embrace. After a moment, he pulled back slightly, looking at Atsumu with a teasing glint in his eyes. "I still don't get why you're insecure about your cheeks. They're so cute on you." Without warning, he pinched Atsumu's cheeks gently, making the setter blush furiously. Atsumu swatted Sakusa's hands away with an embarrassed pout. "I'm not cute." Sakusa smirked, crossing his arms as he leaned casually against the wall. "Yes, you are. You're adorable, and you can't convince me otherwise." Atsumu huffed, his face burning, but the small, lingering smile on his lips gave him away. "HMPF." Sakusa chuckled softly. "And you're perfect, Some. Now, let's finish up and get ready. We've got places to be." Atsumu glanced toward the bed, where his swim trunks lay folded neatly. Picking them up, he held them out, his frown returning. "You sure I wouldn't look dumb in this?" He turned the trunks in his hands, avoiding Sakusa's gaze. Sakusa tilted his head, his expression softening as he stepped closer. He gently took the trunks from Atsumu's hands, examining them briefly before looking back at him. "You'd look amazing in these, Atsumu. Stop doubting yourself." "But what if people stare?" Or Sakusa cut him off with a raised hand and a knowing look. "If anyone stares, it'll only be because you look so good. And honestly, I don't blame them." Atsumu's cheeks flushed a deep pink, and he quickly turned his head to the side, muttering under his breath. "You're just saying that." Sakusa chuckled, stepping even closer until their faces were mere inches apart. "I never say things I don't mean, Atsumu. Wear what makes you happy. But if you're worried about what others think, just remember I'm the only opinion that matters, and I think you're perfect." Atsumu bit his lip, a shy smile tugging at the corners of his mouth as he finally met Sakusa's gaze. "You're really something, Omi." Sakusa smirked, leaning into. Press a soft kiss to Atsumu's lips. And don't you forget it. Now, get changed, we've got a beach waiting for us. Atsumu rolled his eyes playfully but turned toward the closet, holding his swim trunks a little tighter. And don't forget, I'm totally going to beat you in beach volleyball. Atsumu turned, narrowing his eyes at SakuAtsu with a grin. You wish? My wish is coming true. Last one to the car is a slowpoke? Without warning, Atsumu darted out of the room, his bag swinging at his side. Hey, nah, you cheated. SakuAtsu laughed, grabbing his own bag and running after Atsumu. By the time he reached the car, Atsumu was already there, tossing his bag into the trunk with a smirk. Slowpoke. SakuAtsu rolled his eyes, loading his bag into the trunk before sliding into the driver's seat. Oh, and you're buying me food, by the way. What? I never agreed to that? Atsumu grinned, leaning back smugly in his seat. You've got no choice, loser. SakuAtsu sighed in mock defeat, starting the car. Fine, fine. But don't expect anything fancy. I'm holding ya to it. As they drove off, Atsumu's laughter filled the car, and SakuAtsu couldn't help but